This is a new review format for me, so this is how it's going to be. Future reviews may be the same or share the same categories, but there won't be any scoring for it. What I will be talking about is the practicality of the Native Union Eclipse, the build quality, price, and why you should buy this. My name is Matt, and this is the real-world review of Native Union's Eclipse Charger. Enjoy! For me, this is not really that practical. The design does not match my desk, although the color kind of does. It has a modern and minimalistic look, which I love, but it does not match my environment. There are 3 ports, with all of them being USB-A ports, with the exception of one plug that is either USB-C or USB-A. All of these ports put out a max of 5 volts at 2.6 amps, I believe, with the USB-C port putting out 5 volts at 3 amps. I say I believe it's 2.6 amps because the specs say that the max output for all ports is 5 volts at 7.8 amps. This will not do power delivery or Qualcomm quick charge of any sort, but it is still pretty fast. It charges Android phones, iPhones, iPads, and other tablets at very reasonable speeds. The iPad part is pretty nice because when I charge iPads on, say, something like a Samsung quick charge block, they may or may not say not charging. Now, 3 ports doesn't sound like much, but there are some tricks that this charger can do that others cannot. The cable management is outstanding, to say the least. I really don't use these cables farther than this, but imagine if this is mounted on your wall, maybe above a nightstand. Now you have extra space on your nightstand to set other stuff on there, and when you're done charging, making the cables disappear happens in seconds. To have access to those cables, you're simply a double tap away. Then when you're done, double tap it to make it go back. It's that simple. A single tap lights up the light on the bottom, which is a nice touch. For a desk setup like mine, it is kind of useless, especially when the room is already lit up, but I see where this could add a modern touch. Now, how practical is it? Well, 3 cables is all that's needed to charge a watch, phone, and a tablet. Most of this is plastic, which is debatable as to whether that's a bad thing or a good thing. Given the design and the use of the charger, scratching it up and dropping it isn't really going to be that common of a thing. The fake wood top design isn't too bad, but I have heard some negative results from placing things on the top. Personally, all I leave is some wireless chargers on there, so my results are pretty positive. Except for this little thing. I don't know what that is. The cable management has some silicone material holding the cables in place, which have held up pretty well over the last year. I'm not too hard on this, but the cable does add pressure to the silicone and there aren't any creases in it. The bottom will get a little bit dirty over time because there's a silicone piece on the bottom keeping it in place, but the plastic looks pretty clean. The cable that plugs into the charger is not replaceable by the user, which may be a good or bad thing. But the cable is pretty thick and has 3 prongs, so it's pretty durable and safe. Again, this is pretty much a stationary charger, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about the cable. As for the cables that plug in, the durability matters more about the cables that you choose, but the spiral design takes up most of the pressure. So if the cables are pulled from a phone dropping while it is plugged in, the cables should be fine. With that said, there might be some damage to the phone. Now, I will be honest, I paid too much for this. Well, kind of. I paid $60 for this Kickstarter. Yes, some of those products do materialize. This one even says it's a Kickstarter edition product. Be jealous. Anyways, you can find these used on eBay or Amazon, which I will have a link in the description, but here's where it gets weird. This thing is like a year and a half old, remember that. Best Buy used to sell this, at least that's what it seemed, but it turns out that they actually have a marine in taupe? I don't know how to pronounce that. Color in stock. None at my local store, but a bunch of stores had either 1 or 2 left. And it's on clearance, half off. I would assume this was done on purpose. Pottery Barn also sells this for a staggering $100. Of course, a 4-port charger from Anker costs like $26 and charges at around the same speed, but it doesn't have the same cable management. I mean, a 6-port one costs about $30 at normal pricing. If these are enticing, clearly the Eclipse is not for you. I mean, really, if you haven't made up your mind on whether or not to buy this, I guess I can do it for you. Do you have at least 3 devices that you charge on a daily basis? Does this match the environment you'll place it in? If yes, then hit up the Amazon link in the description. If you need to charge multiple devices, like for work, or if you have a bunch of phones to review, like me, this may not be your best option. You should check out those anchor links in the description if you are a power user. Or, I guess you would be a power charger. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video in the new review format that I'm trying out. Like always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, or talk to me on Twitter at MattofRWR. Also, check me out on the social media listed above. As usual, like and subscribe for more review videos like this, and hit that bell button to let YouTube know that you like my channel. Thanks for watching.